Hi, my name is Colleen Clough. Um, I am currently living in Michigan where I'm doing my internship. I'm doing my internship at Central Michigan University, Central Michigan Family Dentistry. And I'm going to start screen sharing so I can show you my PowerPoint. Go into that. Okay, let me open that bigger. Awesome. So yeah, like I said, my name is Colleen Clough. My internship is at Central Michigan Family Dentistry, and my major is marriage and family studies. For this internship, I was able to find it because I actually grew up in this town. I grew up in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, where this is, and where Dr. Henry is really close with my family. And so when I explained that I was looking for an internship, he was more than willing to help me figure this out. And so he is a dentist, and so you might be wondering how that worked with our major, but he was looking at a way to make his office more family friendly. And so he wanted to be able to offer families a more welcoming environment, to have kids feel not afraid of the dentist. He wanted them to have like an enjoyable experience because he had a lot of patients, and then COVID hit, and that was really hard because because he's a dentist, it's a government owned business. And so he had to shut down. And so as he got started back up, lots of people didn't want to come back. COVID scared, which is understandable, but he felt like something needed to change at the office in order to make it a more family-friendly environment for anybody that wanted to come. And so I was able to help him with that. And so once I told him what I needed to do for the internship, it seemed like a perfect fit. And so during my internship, I worked a lot with Dr. Henry and planning out how to make things more family friendly for them. So my responsibilities, I would go in every day, and I would only work in the mornings. So I'd only work in the morning because I do have a son at home. But when I would go to work, I would go in, and when new patients would come in, I would brief them of what they're going to be getting done. So what that means is I would go over the procedure, and as I was chatting with them, I'd see how they're feeling. I'd see if they're feeling okay, if they need a little support. And a lot of time with little kids, they are nervous. He starts letting kids as young as 3 come to his dentistry. And so that could be a really young age for some kids to feel comfortable going there. So what I would do is I would brief the patients. I'd sit them down, go over their procedures, and I would kind of gauge their nervousness level. And some people, it was very obvious that they were nervous, and others it was kind of hard to tell. But I was trying really hard to try to understand the patient and what they needed. So especially with little kids, I would try to find different ways. We had books that they could have. And before COVID hit, he used to have like those gumball machines that spit out little fake rings for little kids, like but little prices. We had to put that away because of COVID, sanitation reasons. And so what I would do is if I felt like a little kid was nervous, I would put some in a bag, and I'd bring them out to the front, and I'd offer them to them and give them the opportunity to take a prize. Feel a little excited to be there, like they're doing a big kid thing. They're doing something that big kids do. So they would get a prize, and that would make them more comfortable, where they could take a book. I could read them books. And then with older patients, I would just sit and talk with them. Lots of my patients I worked with were moms or just single women that were nervous to be there. And at least that's how I kind of gauged it as. And I would just talk with them and help them feel comfortable. And so my responsibility is really work to make patients and families feel welcomed and feel like this is an environment that shouldn't be nerve-wracking, because there's this weird stigma about dentistries, and going to the dentist is a big deal. and it can be for some people. And so my responsibilities were to ease those fears and help them feel like it's going to be okay. Um, there were several benefits from working at this dentistry. Um, I think the big one that I was able to give for the that I was able to benefit the office was I made the office feel more welcoming. I helped patients feel like this was a place that they could have a good experience at. And that's really what I wanted to give to them, was help them know that this is a family-friendly place. Um, Dr. Henry is not big on decorating the office. Like I know some doctors' offices are big on, setting up Halloween decorations or fall decorations, Christmas decorations, whatever the holiday or season will be. And he wasn't big on that, but I would kind of ease into that, and I helped decorate. I helped make the office look more welcoming. And I think that's a big thing for people, is seeing, especially after COVID, that things can be normal and things can be welcoming and things can be enjoyable, even if it's just going to the dentist. And so I feel like I was able to do that for lots of families that came, and especially little kids. I think they need the visual, the bright colors, and the fun decorations to help them feel like this is a welcoming place. Um, I feel like I was benefited as well, because there were several experiences where it's like, okay, I don't know if I should go up and talk to this person. I don't know what they're going to think of what I'm doing. And so I gained a lot of confidence of how to kind of gauge how to talk to people. And I was praying really hard that this would be a good experience. And I felt like through this, I was able to develop the spirit of discernment a little better, to understand what people are going through and be able to offer assistance or help in the ways that they needed. If someone didn't want to chat, I could back off a little and just kind of offer them, a magazine or something, just to kind of ease fear and help them feel relaxed. Or if someone really was Miss Chatty Cathy, I would just sit down and listen, and I would be there and almost kind of be like a instant friend to them, or someone that they could just kind of open up to. And it was fun. Like, it was a fun thing. I gained some friends. I loved the girls I was working with. And because of that, I watched some amazing women work so hard. And I feel like because of that, it helped boost my diligence and hard work and make me want to become a better worker. Because I don't necessarily want to enter the workforce right away. I am in the middle of having kids right now. And if anything, this has shown me that I can be more diligent, more hardworking, and I need the spirit of discernment with my own children. So I think the benefits really helped me understand that this internship, yes, I might not be entering the workforce right away, if ever, but it helped me realize that I can be a better mom, I can be a better wife, because I need to sit down and understand. And all of my kids will be at different levels of development, just like all these different patients were. Some patients were so young and they needed different things. And if anything, that taught me that as my kids grow up, they're not all going to be at the same level. One kid's going to need a hug when something goes wrong, versus another kid is going to need me to just sit and listen, or need me to talk to them and help them understand their feelings. So if anything, I feel like getting that spirit of discernment started in my life a little better is going to help me become a better mom and a better worker. One of the greatest experiences I had while doing this, I was actually talking to an older woman. She had to get a pretty big procedure done, and so she was in the waiting room. She had gone and gotten some stuff done and had to come back to the waiting room. And I was sitting and talking to her, and she was so sweet and opened up so much. And she was talking to me about how she had been a stay-at-home mom, and how she actually had felt like, I never wanted to enter the workforce, and I wanted to be a mom. And I thought it was just so fun to listen to her. She had 5 kids, and it was her favorite job. It was just it was fulfilled her life being a stay-at-home mom. And it's everything that she could have wanted. But now because she is older, all of her kids are out of the house. All of them, I think she said all of them are married and have kids. Like, they're all older. And I was just loving it. I was soaking in every minute of hearing her talk. She was just explaining everything to me in such a eye-opening way that being a mom is a job. Being a mom is exciting, and yes, it is so fantastic if women wanna go out and enter the workforce. That's amazing, but it's also amazing when women wanna stay home and work in the home, work with their kids and nurture them in that way. And so if anything, it was so validating. And so after she got done talking, I felt amazed and I told her, that's exactly what I want to do. And she kind of sat there for a minute and was kind of thinking, and I didn't know what she was going to say next. She's like, I didn't know that people still want to do that. I didn't know that women today still wanted to just be at home with their kids. I thought that this day and this generation all wanted to get out and go and climb the ladder of being the next CEO woman or woman CEO. And I told her, no, like I want to work in my home and I want to raise children. And if anything, it was just such a validating and almost inspiring conversation that I had with this woman because she she listened to me and I listened to her and we bonded and we're so different in age. She's probably 30, 40 years older than me, but was so understanding and so willing to hear that that's what I wanted to do. And if anything, I felt like I had an instant friend in her that I was able to confide in her and say, yeah, I agree. I think a lot of the world today do kind of look down on stay-at-home moms, and I don't understand why, because I think that is being a mom is hard. Right now, I am in school and have a son with possibly another on the way, and I'm busy. I'm so busy and I'm so stressed. And so I cannot wait until the day that I can solely focus on my children because it is tiring. It is so tiring. Because I want my husband to be able to have the opportunities he wants because he wants to work. And so it was just a really, really great experience to recognize that people older than me wanted that and people at my age want this. And it's still a common thing. No matter what you do, we need to go after what we want and we need to work hard at what we want, whether it's staying in the home with children or going and being a dentist or an accountant or whatever it may be, that we can all be diligent in our goals. Now, I really, really love this internship. If anything, it really taught me that it was just good. Like I loved every minute of it. So yes, I think it is a great place to work. If anybody out there really wants to get in contact, the only tricky thing is it's in Michigan. So I know we attend BYU, Idaho. But if you ever find yourself in a little town called Mount Pleasant in Michigan, um, going and interning for Dr. Henry was amazing. He was a great boss, and it was so fun working with all the women at his office and learning from them. But that's one thing that I really appreciated was a lot of the women I worked with opened up to me as well. I was able to talk with them and learn from them and hear their life experiences. And if anything, I feel like I was able to help their work environment also become better. You know, I made it look nice in there for them and I helped their patients be happier because it's always a bummer when you're working and a patient is grumpy because they're nervous. And so I felt like I was able to help patients be happier um, and because they weren't nervous. And I feel like that's better on the hygienists and other things as well because all of a sudden they're not dealing with a grumpy patient. They're dealing with someone who is okay being there or wants to be there because it's work getting done for them. So all in all, this internship was amazing. And if anybody would like to get in contact, I can help you. His name is Dr. Derek Henry. He lives in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Um, I didn't think even to put up his phone number on here, but his work office phone number is 989-772-4581. So that's what his work office number is. And if any of you would like to reach out to him, I would love to help you with that. So that is all I have for going over my internship. And I hope you guys all enjoyed learning a little about it and how great of an experience it was because it really was. I wasn't looking forward to this internship in all reality, but it turned out to be something way better, far greater than I thought, and I learned so much from it, and I'm excited for all of you to go and get internships because this has taught me so much about myself and about who I wanna be, and who I can help others become, um, and it was just amazing. So, yep, that's all.